All right, hello everybody. Welcome to this weekend market analysis. I trust you're having a nice weekend and you're resting your nerves. Well, the month of June has been a very slow trading week, a low volume month. Most of price action that we saw were in ranges, and those that actually moved did so in a very erratic manner. So the trading opportunities in June were quite very limited, very few. However, I am going to make this very weekend market analysis very brief, straight to the point, because the kind of price action we had didn't give us much of interesting price action to follow. Okay, so we'll just move on straight into the Forex Factory economical calendar to see those high impact news announcements and I schedule for this upcoming trading week. You can see here the news announcements are actually very few, not much of a high impact news announcements are scheduled here. Just give me a minute, let me see. Just 1 minute, please. Okay, so not much of high impact news announcement scheduled for this week. We can see only a few here. And another thing to notice is that we have the NFP, which is supposed to be on Friday. All right, it's supposed to be on Friday, now taken to Thursday. That's because of the bank holiday, because of the observance of Independence Day in the US. So with that bank holiday, the NFP instead of Friday has now been taken to Thursday. All right, so you should expect market volatility on Thursday as the employment data will be released for the American dollar. All right, so aside from that, this normal high impact news announcement and also bank holidays from the Canadian dollar axis and the euro axis on Monday, we don't really expect an active trading week with this kind of fundamental schedule. But then, since the month of June will be coming to an end on Tuesday, and the month of July will be starting on Wednesday, we expect to see some market action, all right, some price action, as the monthly candle for June will be closing and the monthly candle for July will be starting up. So we should see that wrap up action. Okay. All right, let's move into the charts very quickly and see those charts that looks interesting to us that we'll be following. But before then, let me just review these trades that we took and closed some profit on Friday. The sterling pounds against the American dollar, we're trading. For those of you who are familiar with the trend collapse strategy, we're trading the trend collapse strategy. You can see how that trend line gave way. In fact, it got broken, then we got the pullback, and we are now finding price pushing to the downside. We have taken out 50% of our profit at plus 80 pips or so. We're letting the rest run to see how it goes. Hopefully we will get price keep pushing to the downside. Okay, again, we took a similar price action on the sterling pounds against the Canadian dollar in the forward time frame. We are expecting price to keep pushing to the downside. We have cashed out 50% of our profits, okay, around plus 79 pips or so. 50% already out. The trade is now sitting at the break-even position, risk-free, while we anticipate the price will keep pushing to the downside. So we are going to hold those trades to see what happens as the market is going to open. All right, the Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. Well, in this weekend market reviews, like I said, we are not going to waste much of time. I just want to show you some patterns that we have been following in this market consolidation in this price ranges in the Australian dollar against Japanese yen. As you can see here, it is a range. Okay, we are seeing that flat bottom triangle. So we are hopeful that the month of July will give us the breakout for us to search for our valid trading opportunity. Okay, so that's what we are following there, and hopefully to the downside. The sterling pounds against the Swiss franc. This is the daily time frame. You can see how this key level of support. Okay, let me actually zoom in for you to see clearly. All right, you can see this key level of support right there, double touches right there. Then we got the breakout. Okay, so we are now heavily searching for more opportunities to the downside in the sterling pounds against the Swiss franc with the breakout of that level. All right, let's move into the next New Zealand dollar against the American dollar. In the daily time frame, we got another range. Okay, so we're waiting for the breakout to see what the nature of price action will get to find some continuation or reversal pattern. So we're following that range. The New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen. Again, we have another flat bottom triangle. All right, so we are even interested here in more downside. That is where we'll be looking for our trading opportunity. The New Zealand dollar against the Swiss franc, again another range. That's it. I told you we'll be looking more into ranges, so otherwise there is nothing interesting in other currency pairs. So wait for the breakout of this range. It can break to the upside, it can break to the downside. Wherever it breaks to, we'll be following price very closely. And finally, the American dollar against the Swiss franc. This is the daily time frame. Price came down nicely, and then it has now entered into a range, a sideways bias. We are still bearish. We are hoping to see price keep pushing to the downside. Now we have a triangle formation. All right, this is resistance, this is support. Price is even prepared to push to the downside. We want to see how this breakout will happen for us to find our valid entries for more downside in this pair. Okay, so we're following this range. All of the ranges I have shown you, they are on our radar. We're following them to see how they break out. Okay, so those are the very interesting price action that we have for now. This entirely price action actually depends on market volume. If market volume is too thin, you may likely not find anything to trade. So for now, those are the price patterns that we are following. If we find an entry, of course, those of you in the live trading room, the VIP members, you will definitely know about it. We'll send it to you as a signal and let you know how we manage the trades until we close them out. Okay, all right, thanks for being here. If you have any question or contributions, please feel free, send them across to us as usual, and we'll be very happy to respond to them. You have a nice time as we hope to have a profitable trading week ahead. Cheers and bye bye.